Hey there. Welcome to this deep dive on workplace safety. It's tailored just for you.
Oh, great.
You sent over some fascinating material on California's SB 553 law
Right.
and this system called Simplified Alerts.
Yeah.
So we thought we'd take a closer look at how those two things connect.
Sounds good.
Okay, so to set the stage a bit here,
Here.
we're talking about more than just, ticking boxes on a compliance checklist, right?
Right.
This is about people.
Yeah,
This is about making sure that everyone goes home safe at the end of the day.
for sure.
And especially, with workplace violence being, unfortunately, a very real concern these days, having a really solid plan in place isn't just good practice. It's really essential.
Absolutely. It's about fostering a true culture of safety,
I love that.
being proactive, not reactive. Right.
Exactly.
Taking those steps.
Yeah. So let's unpack this SB 553 a little bit.
Okay.
What's at the core of this law?
Well, SB 553 initially was focused on healthcare in California, and it mandated things like having these detailed workplace violence prevention plans. It required regular risk assessments to identify potential hazards.
Makes sense.
And it also really pushed for robust training programs for employees.
Touch it.
But what I find really interesting is that even though it started in healthcare,
Yeah.
its principles are kind of becoming the gold standard in other industries too.
Yeah, it's almost like it's setting a precedent, right?
Exactly.
If these safety measures are considered absolutely crucial for hospitals,
Right.
shouldn't they be like the baseline for every single workplace? Right?
Absolutely, because it's about recognizing that every worker, no matter where they work, deserves a safe environment.
100%.
And that's really what it comes down to.
Yeah, and that's actually where this whole simplified alerts thing comes into play, right?
Yeah.
Because from what I'm gathering, it seems like this was almost designed specifically to address the complexities that come with a law like SB 553.
I think that's a great observation, yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
For sure. I mean, imagine this. There's a security issue at a workplace, right?
Okay.
And with simplified alerts, what it can do is it can instantly notify security personnel,
Wow.
warn employees who might be in the vicinity,
Oh, yeah.
and keep management in the loop,
Okay.
all in real time.
So it's like having this super efficient, coordinated response system in place.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's incredible. But, and I might be wrong, it's not just about reacting to incidents as they happen, right?
Right.
It also helps with all that preemptive compliance stuff too, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's a huge part of it.
Yeah.
Staying ahead of the curve.
Right.
Simplified Alerts helps businesses do that by sending updates about any changes to SB 553.
Oh, wow.
It reminds employees about training schedules.
Okay.
And it can even help, distribute updated safety policies and things like that.
It's amazing.
It really streamlines the entire process.
Can you imagine trying to manage all of that manually?
Oh my gosh.
Like with emails and spreadsheets and all that? It would be insane.
It'd be a logistical nightmare.
A nightmare.
Yeah, it would be overwhelming for sure.
Totally. And that's honestly just scratching the surface
Oh, really?
of what simplified alerts can do.
Okay, so tell me more.
Yeah.
What else is there?
So this system, it goes beyond just these simple alerts, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's really about creating a more comprehensive approach to safety.
Interesting.
And I think one of the aspects I find really interesting is the whole incident reporting feature.
Oh, yeah. Tell me more about that.
Because, reacting to an incident is one thing.
Right.
But understanding why it happened,
Yes.
that's crucial for preventing future incidents.
Really. 100%.
And that's where simplified alerts really shines, I think.
Okay.
Because it helps you document incidents in a way that allows for in-depth analysis. You can start uncovering patterns and trends that might otherwise go unnoticed.
It's like having a detective on staff,
Totally.
but for safety. Always one step ahead. I love it.
Exactly. I mean, think about it.
Okay.
Let's say there's a recurring pattern of near-miss accidents in a particular area of a factory floor, right?
Okay, yeah.
Simplified alerts can actually pinpoint that trend for you,
Wow.
allowing you to implement targeted safety measures to address the root cause.
So you're talking about using data to not just react, but to proactively prevent incidents.
Exactly.
That's brilliant. Now, I do have a question about different types of workplaces, though.
Here.
Because, an office environment is totally different from a construction site.
Right.
So can this be customized for different environments like that?
That's a really important consideration, and the answer is yes.
Okay, good.
It's highly customizable.
All right.
You can tailor notifications based on job roles, locations within the workplace,
Oh, wow.
and you can even integrate it with existing security technologies.
Oh, that's great.
So you're essentially enhancing your existing systems rather than replacing them entirely.
Which is a huge relief, let's be real.
Oh, for sure.
Because sometimes these, like, tech solutions sound amazing in theory,
I know, right?
but then they turn out to be a nightmare to actually implement.
A total headache. Yeah, and I think you hit the nail on the head there. A lot of these systems can be such a pain.
Yeah.
Simplified Alerts is designed to be really user-friendly, though.
Oh, good.
It's about making things easier, not harder,
Right.
more intuitive, less disruptive.
I like that.
Exactly.
So you're not adding another layer of complexity on top of everything else.
Yeah, and let's not forget, we're not just talking about ticking boxes here.
Right.
This is about creating a workplace culture where people genuinely feel safe.
Right. It's about feeling supported
Support it.
and empowered to actually speak up if they see something that seems off.
100%. And a big part of that is making sure employees feel comfortable reporting incidents, without fear of repercussions.
Oh, totally. Like if they notice a potential hazard or if they've experienced or witnessed something concerning, it shouldn't be intimidating to report those concerns.
Absolutely. And a system like Simplified Alerts can actually make it easier for employees to do that.
Oh, okay.
Because it allows for more discreet reporting,
Gotcha.
more confidential reporting, which can be really empowering for employees.
Absolutely. That makes a lot of sense.
Because it allows them to play a much more active role in maintaining that safe work environment.
Totally. And I also love that it can integrate with those other security systems.
Yes.
Because it's not like companies have to rip and replace everything they've already invested in.
Exactly. It works with what you have. It enhances it.
Right. It builds on it.
It doesn't require this whole overhaul.
That's great.
And I think that's a really key point to highlight, because I think sometimes people shy away from new systems.
I know. It's intimidating.
Because they think it's going to be this massive undertaking, right?
Right. Yeah.
But with Simplified Alerts, it really is about integrating, enhancing what you already have.
And streamlining it.
Streamlining, exactly. And providing that centralized platform.
Right. It kind of brings it all together.
It brings it all together, exactly.
This is so interesting.
No, it's fascinating stuff.
I have a feeling this is going to spark some really important conversations out there.
I think so too, and those conversations are so important because that's how real change happens, right?
100%.
Uh,
So we've talked about the law.
Right.
We've talked about the challenges.
Right.
And this really cool solution, Simplified Alerts.
It seems like a really promising system.
It does, but I'm curious, for someone listening right now
Sure.
who's, maybe in charge of safety at their workplace, or maybe they're just really passionate about it.
Of course.
What does all of this actually mean for them? What's the takeaway?
That's the million-dollar question, right? And I think it really boils down to this. We need to move beyond a reactive approach to safety.
Okay, I like that.
It's not enough to simply respond to incidents after they happen.
We've got to get ahead of it.
We have to get ahead of it, exactly.
Yeah, be proactive.
Be proactive, and that requires a real shift in mindset, a commitment to ongoing assessment, communication, and a willingness to adapt.
Because things change.
They do. The landscape of work is always evolving.
So true. Yeah, it's like we've gone from this law, SB 553, which kind of lays out all these crucial safety standards,
Right.
to then exploring a system like Simplified Alerts, which seems like it could actually help bring those standards to life
Yeah, it really does.
in a way that's actually manageable,
Absolutely, and I think it highlights something really important.
What's that?
Building a safer workplace, it's not just about, checking boxes and following the rules, right?
Right.
It's about really using all the tools we have to protect people.
Yeah, to actually make a difference.
Make a difference and to foster that culture of safety we keep talking about.
Exactly, because words only go so far, right?
Exactly. You got to walk the walk.
100%. Okay, so
Yeah.
before we wrap things up here,
Sure.
what's your final thought for our listeners? What's that one big takeaway you hope they carry with them from this deep dive?
Oh, that's a good question.
It's a tough one.
It is a tough one. I think for me, it really comes down to this idea of being proactive.
Okay, yeah.
Don't wait for something to happen before you take action.
Be proactive, not reactive, right?
Exactly.
We were just talking about
I
that.
know, right? But it's so important.
It is.
Take a look around your own workplace.
Okay.
What are the things that maybe make you a little nervous?
Yeah, those vulnerabilities.
The vulnerabilities, exactly. Where could communication be improved?
Oh, that's a good one.
Right. Are there ways to empower employees to be more proactive about safety themselves?
Oh, I like that.
Right. These are the questions I think everyone should be asking.
It's about being observant, right?
Yes.
Asking the right questions.
Absolutely.
And never getting complacent when it comes to something as important as safety.
100%.
Because at the end of the day, everyone deserves to feel safe at work.
Absolutely.
Well, there you have it. That's our deep dive for today.
I hope that was helpful.
I think so, too.
It's been a pleasure chatting with you, as always.
Likewise, and to everyone listening, we hope this has given you a lot to think about as you continue to build a safer, more secure work environment.
Keep those conversations going.
Yes, it's
and stay safe out there.
Absolutely. And be sure to explore Simplified Alerts further if you're interested in learning more about that.
It's worth checking out.
It seems like a really interesting system. All right. Thanks for joining us on the deep dive, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.